What's going on, people? Welcome back to another Sinclair TV, back again. And I've got a very special guest on tonight. He's a big Tottenham Hotspur fan and legend as well. And I've got Brian. How are you, Brian? You good?
John, I'm good, buddy. I'm good. It's just great to be back on the channel and spending some time with you. I've got all the time in the world for you, buddy. I hope you're good and well.
Thank you very much indeed, man. Yes, things are going well. I've got my subs going up on my channel, and I've just moved myself off to Italy in November for 3 nights off to Bergamo, and I'm looking forward to it, my guy.
Nice. I wish I could be going on a quick little holiday away, but no can do at the moment. But enjoy, buddy. And I've seen the channel growing, and well done you, brother. Well done you.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed, Brian. I really appreciate that, man. And you're doing great guns on Tottenham on tour as well. So please subscribe to Brian's channel. The link is in the description there as well. And if you like the video, like what you watch, guys, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. Do follow Brian as well on the socials, and super chats are open as well. If you'd like to donate as well, it's just give what it's worth. And if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. So please think about becoming a member. I've got Martin. Hi to Martin. Hope you're good. Hi to Alfie. God bless you as well. 70s kid, and have a good show. Thank you very much indeed in that, mate. So I really appreciate that. So yeah, so Brian, I mean, Tottenham having a dodgy start in a minute, man. I mean, before we talk about that, I mean, when you appointed Ange last season, right? I didn't think it was third or fourth or fifth choice, but I was quite shocked because Celtics were setting team. I thought if you went to Tottenham, I think you get a great manager there, but you have to give the man time, 4-year contract. What did you expect? Were you shocked that Ange Postecoglou was going to come to Tottenham?
Yeah, I mean, to start off with, I was shocked. The one I really wanted and was very, very vocal about was I actually wanted Thomas Frank. I think Thomas Frank at Brentford is an incredible manager. I would love to see him at a bigger club. Obviously, Arne Slot was mentioned as well, but a few people turned us down immediately. What's his name? The Germany manager. Why have I forgotten his name?
Julian Nagelsmann.
Thank you. He turned us down immediately, like that big name. So I didn't know who we were going to get in, but once Ange Postecoglou seemed to be the guy that my nemesis and the guy I despise had chosen him to be his man, I was kind of excited. I still remain excited because I think it's a good appointment. I know right now the Spurs fan base, as always, are at loggerheads. I actually think if Spurs fans aren't arguing and bitching with each other, we all explode. So there has to be some tension and rivalry amongst our fan base. But Ange came in, delighted with the appointment, never turned on the manager, never will I turn on the manager.
No.
The opening 10 games was like a breath of fresh air. And it was like, Jesus Christ, what the hell have we got here? And expectations started soaring. And then in normal Tottenham style, we implode and we are where we are. And we'll see where it goes. But I'm a firm believer in standing by a manager and giving them time. And I really hope Ange does get given it.
Yeah, I hope he does, because I think Ange is a wonderful manager. He's good at the press, good at dealing with people as well. You ask him a silly question, you know what happened? He'll give you a silly answer. And I'll tell you what, he is straight as a die. He says it how it is. And you know what? It is so refreshing to see this guy had at Celtic, and it's exactly the same.
Yeah, so I will say one of the things that have started to annoy Spurs fans, and including me as a fully paid up member to the Ange Appreciation Society, or whatever you want to call it, is he is saying things at the moment that aren't exactly the right things. Like, for instance, he was saying at the beginning of the window, we're going to do this, this, and this. We're going to bring in players. We're going to rejuvenate our front line. We're going to do this. And then he starts changing the story halfway through. He said at the beginning of the season, we're as fit as we ever have been. We're fit the last season, ready for the season ahead. Within 1 week, we had 3 strikers injured, and against Coventry, 2 wingers injured. So the injuries, and there's just certain things he says where they don't compute to what he has said earlier or are. But don't get me wrong, I think he could be the man to end the trophy drought. It's just whether he's given the time.
Yeah, I hope he does, Brian. I really do, because you can't keep changing your managers. Yeah, I mean, you had some world-class managers there. Jose, you've had Conte, you had Pochettino as well. 3 fantastic managers at your club. And Daniel Levy got rid of a lot of them. Now he's got Ange. Now, if he's not the guy, who next? Because I can't think of any at the minute.
Listen, there is obviously a lot of the big problems is our away form. And obviously, you're a bloody big part of that. You blooming, you honestly. I did the stream with you. My first stream I did with you was the build up to the 6-1 annihilation. Then obviously the season after the 4-0.
Yeah.
And now this season, obviously the game we've just had where we lost 2-1, but it was a much better performance from us. Our away form again has been shocking. Again, it's been shocking, which needs resolving. And this hasn't been this has been an issue like Pochettino in his last year. We hardly won away for almost a year. There's certain things he's got to improve on. There's certain things he needs to do. But if our away form doesn't turn up soon, and the next 2 away games are Manchester United away and then Brighton away, then trouble could start again. We're always 1 game away from pandemonium and implosion.
Yeah, that is the problem with Tottenham as well. And Spurs fans are difficult. Some of the Spurs fans are difficult to please. That is the thing. But, let's hope you win someone this season and hopefully in future,
Please,
apart
God.
from us first. Yeah, and here as well, we haven't won a domestic trophy since 1955. That's a long time.
Put it this way, when the Carabao Cup draw comes up later on, every Premier League team is up for grabs. You can play. I don't care if we get Arsenal away, Chelsea away, whatever. I do not want you away. The whole ties, you away, is the one I don't want, because it's just like, what's the point? What's the point?
Fair enough. One day, Brian, you beat us away. One day.
Please, God. Please, God.
One day. Not for the sequel. Let's go some more comments. So I'll keep this coming in, please. If any questions of Brian, just ask the question to Brian and he'll be happy to answer them. Big up to Lockman. Hi to you, mate. Hope you well. Levy out. And good to see you here on Tottenham on Tour. Yes, we're sharing the stream today. It's on my channel, but Brian's sharing his on the stream as he's hosting it as well. So we are sharing it as well. Big up to Ken and Ben, by the way. Hi to Ben. Hope you're okay. And Ben's saying as well, I've not got time. I pay too much money every season to watch a bunch of teenagers and not be able to defend. What do you got to say about that, Brian, from Ben?
Well, listen, Ben is a very, very close personal friend of mine and part of Tottenham on Tour. Listen, I've always said when it comes to people who are against the manager, and there are a large section or a section growing of it. I listen. I understand why people may want him out. I will, like I said, I have never turned on a manager, and I never will, because I think the bigger problem is the man upstairs.
Yeah.
But Ben and his family have had season tickets for years and years and years, and it's not cheap at Tottenham Hotspur right now. And he's paying close to $2,500 for his season ticket.
Wow.
So when you're paying that sort of money, and when Levy ups the season ticket prices or ups and does things, you'd want some kind of reflection of that on the pitch. Now, Ben is younger than me, but the only cup he's really seen us win is the 2008 Carabao Cup, or Worthington Cup, or whatever the bloody name it was called back then. And some fans want to see more success. I understand it. Ben wants it, and he's entitled to as a paying tip, or any fan is. But when people pay large amounts of money for a season ticket, they would like to see that reflected, surely. I mean, how much is a season ticket up at St James's Park now?
For me, I'm paid around 730 quid for me, but it could go above that. If you go to the Platinum, you're talking about close to £1,000, and I could be wrong on that, but it is a lot of money, Brian. And in a region at the northeast as well, that is a lot of money. I know people say, oh, because of the takeover and this and that and top of it, yeah. People say they charge what they want. Other fans are going to pay for it anyway. They're not going to moan about it. They are going to pay for it. Do you know what I mean? But for me, that reflects it. It works out to be 40, 50 quid a ticket up the northeast. Yeah. However, one thing I will say, right, if you go to ballot for a ticket, it could be between 50 and 75 quid. That has been rumours. I don't know what you make of that.
I mean, this is the thing, John. When you look at it, I'm talking about your fan base as a whole.
Yeah.
Are your fans happy at the level? Was there any outcry that this is too much, this is whatever? Or and listen, the one thing I will say, and you know this, and viewers who have seen me before on your channel, I have a huge soft spot for Newcastle. I love, and it all goes back to my Paul Gascoigne love affair, who to me is the greatest player to ever play. Yes, it's exceedingly biased, but I used to go to Newcastle away when I love Newcastle, the city, Newcastle, the people, Newcastle. Your fans, whether you're in the Championship or whatever, will fill that ground up. Being part of a one city team always up. But what at the moment, what is the overall feeling towards your ownership, ticket prices, the way fans are treated? How is it on your side of the fence?
Well, ticket prices went up as well. I mean, because I've got a 10, I pay monthly. Yeah. On a season ticket, I pay because I'm on like a scheme because I've been there for a long time. Yeah. Because that came in when Matt Cashy came in as well. 2010, I think he started this. Like, you pay on a monthly basis. So if you're a season ticket holder and you're new, unfortunately you're gonna have to pay it all off. Do you know what I mean? But for me, I think the fans are quite happy to pay the money. They're quite happy to pay the money. That is the thing, because now we've got new ownerships coming, and they think, you know what? I want to see his ticket. I want to be there. Do you know what I mean? So they'll be happy to pay for it. Do you know what I mean? They will pay it, Brian, because at the end of the day, right, we're fantastic fans, and we get sellouts and don't quite happy to pay the money. So they're not going to kick off. For, I don't think I've seen on social media say that, oh, it's a lot of money. This is a lot of, no, not paying this, not paying that. They just pay it because they know they only see the lads. Do you know what I mean? So they will pay for it. The away tickets obviously is 30 quid. Yeah, 30 quid away tickets, yeah. So that's quite cheap anyway. But when we went to, who was it, Man City, I think I paid something like 40 quid. When I went to United in the Carling Cup last season, I paid close on 40 quid. And it was still sold out every single time. So for me, they're quite happy about it. But the ticket balance and that, especially for the away ones, on the point system, yeah.
Same here.
So people used to buy 4 tickets, before the owners decide it's going to be 1 ticket per person, and someone's kicked off because they weren't happy about it, So it gives people a chance with yourself and others as well. I've been a long-term Newcastle fan, by the way. I'm not a new breed of fans. I've been a season ticket holder.
I think your accent gives it away, brother. I think your accent gives that away.
Oh no, it's Mr. Bourne by the Newcastle for years and years and years, but I'm trying to tone it. But thank you very much, man. And I appreciate that. But I've been season for a long time, and some of the fan base, right, are kicking off because they're not very happy with new beautiful fans coming in. I had that as well, Brian, but I didn't notice of it. You know what I mean? And some of them, you know what I mean? But I can go on and on and on, but it is what it is, man. But yeah.
Oh, you look at it, like I said, Newcastle came in.
Yeah.
Listen, where you are now is where, and I'm talking about this ownership-wise, is where we want to be.
Go for it.
Your fans showed the way for everyone in the Premier League. Like, you're non-stop for, 10, 11 years about getting Ashley out. But that was the whole fan base were united about, right, this man is doing nothing for the club, blah, 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 blah. And you united. And it took time. You got your wish. And you got your wish. And the new owners have come in. Since they've come in, you've been to a final. You got top 4. Last season, you were plagued with injuries. I mean, we had our injuries, but didn't have the backup or whatever. You were absolutely decimated. And Eddie Howe still combated away and was doing well. You had some big key injuries. Newcastle, of course, when you get new owners and times are good, doesn't matter where you are. When Spurs finally sell, God sake.
Yes.
Get a new breed of fans. We will get a new. That's the way of modern life. That's the way of football nowadays. But fair play to Newcastle for standing by their guns, the supporters, and getting the man out. I mean, listen, I will always. I'm a very big part of the group trying to get change from our board, but it wasn't as well supported as your guys were. Wasn't as well supported as the filth. But look at the filth; they've changed their ways.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. But when it comes to Newcastle, like you said, that £1,000 season ticket you were talking about, is that like the top of the top? That's like the premium.
Yeah, I think that is the top of the top. I mean, I think it's platinum stand, which is the where the players comes out. That's platinum stand. The Melbourne stand. That's the Melbourne stand. Yeah.
Yep.
Opposite that, you got the East stand. You got the Gallagher as well. And where I sit, it's the Leases. The Leases northwest corner. So the platinum. It's very, very expensive. I think it's 1,000 at least. So what I'll do, I'll find out how much it is, and then I'll let you know. But I'm pretty sure it's close to that. It could be more than that.
Of course, you've got the London. Obviously, down at Tottenham, it's going to be just economically because of London. But the golf in that, and obviously your owners could go, right, now we're here, we're charging this, and this. They haven't. They've, by the sounds of what you're saying, stuck to their guns and kept things. I don't want to be rude or made it affordable. I don't know what the pay is like in the Northeast or how it affects, but obviously your fans are probably right up there with the most passionate, diehard, and vocal fans, and fair play.
Yeah, facts, absolute facts. I mean, you see black and white shirts everywhere up in Newcastle, and you got the maroon and red shirts as well, all over the place at the North East. Yeah, I mean, they just pride wearing the Newcastle shirts in the North East, and it is so fantastic. I've got some comments there as well. Do keep coming in, guys, and if you're my regular channel, please do follow Brian on Tottenham on Tour. Vice versa. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, B. Problem is, Aki, how long is it? How long is time? Ange never spends more than 3 seasons at a club. Arteta or Super Duma Mick need a 5 to really get things done. Ange has never spent 5 years in a job. Well, he has signed a 4-year contract. So,
yeah. And what I will say to Ben very quickly on that is, he probably would have stayed at Celtic if Spurs hadn't come along. He weren't fired from a job. You never know how long. Listen, do I think Ange is going to see out his contract? No, because I think the dickhead at top is going to wield the axe like he always does and bite the bullet.
Yeah.
Do I want to see Ange stay for 4 years? Yes. Do I think he will? No. But this is the thing. This this football club, we win nothing. And I firmly believe not only because it's Levy, it's because he chops and changes a manager every 2 years.
Yeah, fact. And the Premier League, it's a brutal league. And no one ain't guaranteed. And when you look at Ferguson, it's going to be no more Fergusons, no more Wengers, no more Klopps, yeah? Pep, eventually he'll be going to leaving Man City eventually. Do you know what I mean? Yep. After those gone, then who's going to be the longest term manager? Thomas Frank, by the looks of it. So, yeah.
I love him. I love Frank.
He's a good manager. He really is.
Brilliant.
Richest man, big up to you, Rich. Hope you're well, my guy. Thanks for coming on. Hope you're well. Shout out to me, mate Brian. Great to see you, buddy. Big up to Dan as well. Hope you're well. Big up to Geordie Terriers. Hope you're well. Simon Nichols. Big up to you, Simon. Hope you're well. And also, I'm good. GT, hope you're well. Toon to Black Our Army. Best fans always sing home and away. Big up to DG as well. Big up to Chelsea fan Nippon. He's a proper Chelsea. You're busy, Sir Brian. That's the cycle Fox.
Yeah, I've just, as he knows, he's a very big regular and a dear friend of Tottenham on Tour. And he's just seen me doing my evening brew show and then straight onto your great channel. So it's a busy day in Streamland.
Absolutely. You know what it is, right? We just got to keep our channels up and going as well. You got to do as much as you can. So,
correct.
And I'm going to be busy. I've got another one joining tomorrow. I'm going to make an announcement later on. Big up to Psycho Fox again. Pinky, who says Ange doesn't extend and end with us? Well, they get a chat again. Big up to Cole, by the way. Hi to Cole. Hope you're well. From 100% Mags, do subscribe to his channel, Newcastle fans. And Ben's chatting to Psycho. Big up to Jordan, big Liverpool fan as well. I hope he's happy with Mr. Slot. Ben K, there's always exception to rules, kind sir. Poch extended. Levy got spooked, and the rest is history. You never know. Enoch might be gone shortly. Nobody knows or can see into the future. I'll tell you what, tell by Brian's face, it'll be cock-a-hoop once Mr. Levy.
Honestly, the day he announces he leaves the club and he's sold, I remember watching the Newcastle documentary on Amazon and seeing the joy. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm here in Toronto, Canada. I don't know what I'll do to celebrate, but I will celebrate that day as like my wedding anniversary, my birthday. It'll be like one of the most joyous days of my life.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when Mike Ashley left Newcastle club, I was in Cardiff that time, and I celebrated, right? And I hugged someone, right? I think she's a Liverpool fan. She goes, "What's going on? What's going on?" I said, "Newcastle sold the club." I was in Cardiff that day, right? Everyone celebrated. I said, "Yes!" And people look up at us and say,
"Big thing, isn't it?" That's the big. Like people keep saying to me, John, you could get worse than Levy. You could. How do you know the next one's better than Levy? And they're all fair comments, but when you've gone 24 years running a club, you've won one trophy.
Yeah.
And surely we've gone 16 years now not winning a trophy. Not that Spurs have a divine right to win a trophy every year, but we were known as a cup team. And one of the teams you did in draws, like I just said to you, I don't want Newcastle away. People used to fear. Back in the 80s, the 90s, and earlier, you got Tottenham in the cup. You're like, oh, shit, here we go. Now it's like, oh, it's Tottenham. Once that board and ownership change, just like your Newcastle fans, you don't know what you're going to get, but at least it resets the expectations. Like right now, let's see what these owners can do. Let's go for cups. Let's have some success. Let's see them treat the football club like a football club, not a business. So I wait for that sweet day, that sweet day that Levy sells the club.
Yeah, fact. And that's what you mean. You want to win trophies. Football's all about winning trophies, right? And I tried to say to the fans, especially on social media, right, and said that we've got to win a trophy before we think about Champions League. If you get Champions League place, cool, that's fine. I accept that. We aren't going to win it. However, what we do is go out there with a trophy. And I get a lot of people say, John, Champions League before trophies. I think to myself, what? No, flip me a trophy. Let's fight for titles. Let's fight for trophies. You know what I mean? That's what I want, because I want to be ambitious. I want to see a team lift a trophy. And that's what it's all about. So if you want to put top four before trophies, cool, that's your choice. But for me, vice the other way around. Question for Brian, this is from the pun. Do you think Daniel Levy and Julius will ever leave your club?
One day, please God. They physically they have to at some point. I keep saying that Daniel Levy is like Montgomery Burns in The Simpsons with the iron lung. He'll still, knowing my luck, be here till the day I die. I just hope that one day, soon it happens. I know it's a big ask, but I just can't see it happening. But it has to. It has to.
Yeah. Well, it has to for your sake as well, so you get your club back as well. But I heard rumours about Amanda Staveley trying to get a stake in Tottenham Hotspur as well. Now, I always say to Amanda, good luck with that. But I don't think, in my personal opinion, I don't think she can afford it, because Dan Levy will want billions for that football club. Unless you get partners.
It's good that you've brought her up, John, because obviously there's been big rumours recently that she's trying to get a consortium together. I've been seeing things today that apparently Amanda Staveley is skint in the way that you want to say it. I've referred to a lot of people when it comes to Amanda Staveley. I want to know what you in the chat thought of what she. Obviously, she's. I speak to a lot of Spurs fans, obviously, and I've said to a lot of people, go watch the Newcastle documentary. Now, when you watch it, obviously, it gets filmed the way the owners want it. It gets filmed the parts they want you to see, whatever. But what I did see from your documentary compared to ours is Amanda Staveley doing everything for the better of the club, especially trying to get the Anthony Gordon deal over the
seen that.
And whether you want to think, oh, she's doing that for the cameras or not, I think Amanda Staveley comes over very, very, very well. In that, I think the whole Newcastle team and the ownership do. Even when the owners say at the beginning, we want to be number one, we didn't buy this for it. Daniel Levy opens our chairman, our documentary, talking about he wants to get more seats in the stadium, and showing Jose Mourinho's contract being done at the breakfast table with lawyers for some reason, not the boardroom. What are Geordie fans' thoughts pre or Staveley when she came in, Staveley during, and Staveley out?
Well, we wanted Stavely in all the time, but what happened was there was a Bournemouth. There's something happened behind the scenes, right? We're not going to know that yet. She said that she wasn't forced out. There's something big has happened. Now, no one ain't going to know that at all whatsoever. Yeah. If someone in the chat knows what happened exactly, leave it in there. But as far as I know, Brian, we're not going to get the full facts from the football club. We are not. But something wasn't right there. Yeah. But she wanted to do everything. She wanted to get players in. Yeah. But unfortunately, right, things didn't work out, and she just had to self-stop. And also, as well, she had a court case as well, so she have to get some money back and some pay for the court, whether it may be. Yeah, don't know what the ins and outs quietly, but don't know what it is. Right, it's just something's gone on there. But I would certainly find out. But we was never Stavely out. We was never ever Stavely out. I wasn't Amanda Stavely to be at the football club. If anything, I wanted Eels to go over Stavely. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Stavely is gone, which brings us to Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe is upset about it. Yeah. Now we've got Paul Mitchell. You had Paul Mitchell as your sports director. We're going to comment to him in a minute. So Newcastle fans will want to know what he is like. But for me, Eddie had control. Yeah. Even though he's head coach, he had control. Yeah. And he wanted players that he wanted, yeah. So Eddie tells Amanda who he wants. Amanda, remember, go out and get him. Now, when Paul Mitchell's here, Paul Mitchell wants to take full control, buying players, selling players. Eddie Howe's the coach, yeah. So the fact of the matter is, right, Mitchell and Eddie are not getting on, yeah. But according to reports yesterday, they had declared the air meeting, yeah.
Okay.
Now, are we going to believe that? Time will tell, yeah. But at the end of the day, he's gone out and told Mitchell he wants to offer Sean Longstaff, Dan Burn, and Fabian Scher new deals, yeah. Personally, I'd only keep one. Dan, maybe two. Dan Burn, maybe a squad player, but I think it's coming to the end, in my opinion. We need a faster defender.
Okay.
And we need Fabian Shah. I'll give him another year, but the guy's 32. And Sean Longstaff, 27, is not going to improve at all whatsoever. I want to win trophies. Now, Newcastle fans are saying we still need to keep Sean Longstaff because he's a local lad, yeah?
Yeah.
But local lads, in my opinion, you don't pit players based on the birth certificate, yeah, where they're from. You pick them on form, yeah? I mean, I'm sure, right, if Harry Kane don't perform, they're not going to pick him based on his place of birth, are they? Surely not, but it's based on form. But for me, personally, we do miss Amanda Stavely. I mean, Darren Niels went to the Stack, which is not far from Newcastle, St. James's, yeah, and lapped it up with the Spurs, with the Newcastle fans, yeah. What he should be doing is be active and help Eddie in the transfer market. He didn't do that, yeah, and Eddie was peeved off about it, yeah, and he wasn't happy. So between Eddie and Paul, Darren Neal sided with Paul Mitchell, yeah.
Okay.
But Eddie has to go along with it now. He has to go along with it and just say, look, you know what? I want to see it, but help us out, yeah. Time will tell. We'll see how Paul Mitchell does. Paul Mitchell is an elite sporting director, yeah. I mean, how did he do at Tottenham? Because he brought in home in song.
So the first thing I'll say about Longstaff is his brother's actually playing here in Toronto. Yeah. I've seen him playing. He's at Toronto FC and he's doing okay. But let's face it, the MLS and Toronto FC compared to Newcastle and the Premier League is very, very different. Right. When it comes to obviously what I will say as well, sorry, about Longstaff is, I think when you got to look at it as well, it's like you did in the Champions League that you were last year. Let's say Newcastle at least aim to get into the Europa League, Conference League at least. But Newcastle fans and Newcastle, with what you got behind you, the team, the manager, you should be getting European football. You should. So also then what you got to think is homegrown and club train becomes a thing. Yeah. So when it comes to Longstaff, obviously you have the guy Miley, I think it is, that starts.
Yeah, Miley's
who looks like now. What I will say with Paul Mitchell is, and like you said the word, he's elite. He really is elite. Now, obviously, when he came to Tottenham, he came with Pochettino, who was with him at Southampton. So there was a relationship there. It was completely, totally, and utterly hand in glove, so to speak. And they both understood the way that Poch wanted to play. They both understood what type of player will fit this system. And Paul Mitchell is incredible. The reason he left this club, or left my great club, is of course Daniel goddamn Levy. He even said, just like many directors of football that have come and gone, my dream job turned into a nightmare. Paul Mitchell, if Eddie Howe can get on the right page with Paul Mitchell or vice versa, that's a massive plus for Newcastle United. A massive plus, because Paul Mitchell will bring players in. You've just got to look at everywhere he went. When he was at Southampton with Poch and they were playing that lovely football and the youngsters coming through, he identified a lot of the talent. When he came to Tottenham, the first couple of years of Poch when we were flying, he's behind it. He went to Monaco. Look what happened with Monaco with the Kylian Mbappe's and all that coming through. You look at, obviously, Kylian Mbappe wasn't bought by Mitchell, but he's overseen. Yeah. Then he's been at Leipzig. Everywhere he goes, this man identifies players. He is an incredible director of football. And I would say to Newcastle fans, if he is listened to, and obviously along the lines of what Eddie Howe wants in the quality of player, the type of player, the attributes, he is a massive ace in your pack. Paul Mitchell is a massive ace. I cannot speak highly enough of him. When you got him, I actually thought at one point it's all starting to fit into place like a jigsaw. I thought Eddie Howe, and I'm not angering Newcastle fans now, I really am. I want Eddie Howe to be the next England manager. I wanted to go to an I wanted him at Tottenham ahead of Nuno Gomez. Nuno Gomez. What am I talking about? That's a player.
Nuno Gomez,
the Portuguese striker back in the 90s.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't know about Eddie Howe when I wanted him was, could he deal with the big club? Could he deal with the big egos and blah? And Eddie Howe has shown it. If I could pick my manager right now for England, just for his style of play, it would be Eddie Howe. But if he doesn't become the England manager, and it looks like Lee Carsley will get it, if Eddie Howe and Paul Mitchell can find common ground and a marriage and get on the same wavelength, Newcastle are in for one hell of a ride in a positive way.
Yeah, I think you're right, because at the end of the day, I mean, Paul Mitchell's just come in, excuse me, right? And there's no way they're going to get rid of him. It's just no chance. If they do, then that's two sporting directors Eddie Howe's forced out of the club. He needs to be careful. I love Eddie Howe. He's my manager and I'll support him, yeah? But Eddie has to understand now we've got a sporting director. Football's moved on. We've got an elite sporting director. All he has to do, just work what Paul brings you, and I guarantee you we'll be going places. And I think Paul Mitchell will be fantastic. And I know people are saying, oh, Paul Mitchell should be going over Eddie Howe. I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, he's there for a reason. I mean, sporting directors come, but it's hard to shift. Managers come and go. Do you know what I mean? But I'm Eddie in. I'm going to support Eddie. I'll back my manager always. And things will come good.
Yes, but what I forgot to mention that when I mentioned about Eddie Howe, England manager, what I thought, I was seeing between the lines, which are obviously wrong now. I thought Paul Mitchell was in, Eddie Howe to England, Pochettino to you guys, them two together, and then away you go. But obviously, he's now over here in America or Bond. But I don't know what the Newcastle fans are thinking or saying. But listen, Paul Mitchell is. You've got an absolute gem on your hands.
Wow. Thank you for that about Paul Mitchell as well. Give us a lowdown as well. So, I mean, I've got every confidence in this guy. And I just hope Paul and Eddie get on together. Please don't bring boardroom problems onto the pitch. It will affect the players like it did on Saturday. We don't want that. However, if Ange gets a trophy or two, that's inside call. Pep will become an England manager. That's from Dan.
Cheers, Pete.
Appreciate that, Pete. Thanks so much indeed, man. And top guy as well. So I was chatting to NS as well. Lida could be gone soon and Lewis wants out. Surely Amanda Steele can afford a stake in Spurs. She's a billionaire, isn't she?
Apparently not.
Not yet. Max sale valuation comes, when the property development is finished, and that's when edict goes 2 year or less for me. For the record, it's the best nights out in UK happen up the Toon.
100%.
Fact. Absolute fact. I mean, especially on night games as well. There are many I can't remember. Big up to Matty. He's one of your mates. Big up to Matty.
He is indeed. He is indeed. Like I said, Newcastle. My wife and I used to live in London. When we first got married, she moved to London. After 2.5 years, we moved to Toronto. My wife loves visiting London, but doesn't want to live in London ever again. And I've already said to her, if we ever move back to England, I'm either going right down south to Bournemouth or right up the top to Newcastle, because I love Newcastle. Honestly, it's a wonderful city.
Fantastic. I'll tell you what, it's just the city just get better and better and better. I miss the nightclubs, by the way. I'm too old. But
not for me anymore, that's for damn sure.
Nah, you can't do it. And
put it this way, 16 years sober. If I went clubbing in Newcastle, yeah, they get very messy. I'm not, but no, I love the Geordies. I love up north. It's brilliant.
Big up, Brian. Thank you very much indeed for that. And I'm sure the Geordies will love you as well. Since where you guys live, well, Matty, I used to live up in Newcastle, but I now live in Bristol. So, I mean, that's where I live. Got a job. So,
one second, are you travelling from Bristol to Newcastle?
Yeah.
Every home game?
Not all the games, not the night games. I can't do night games because of work, sort of thing, which is fair enough. But Saturdays I do. I've got up against Man City, Brighton, Arsenal. But I missed the games between West Ham and Liverpool. I cannot go to that because those games have been changed up. So I can't get the time as during the week as well, unfortunately. So I'm absolutely gutted. But yeah,
that's
it is
a round
what it is.
trip and a half. Bristol to Newcastle.
Yeah.
That is a round trip and a half.
It is. That's 320 miles up, 320 miles back. And it is not easy. It ain't easy. But you know what? I love Newcastle. And some of the fans on social media think I'm the real one, but some of the people, right? I mean, just jealous because of my success on here. But that's for another time.
Yeah.
Let's go on to JK. Even I've got to get haters anyway. Everyone gets haters when you're a podcast.
Mate, trust me, I know about that.
So, thank you. Big up to JK. I hope you're good. Good to see you on again for a while. And I've been in Newcastle away once in my life. It was 6 fun. So I don't have the best impressions. That's a Matty. I'm sorry, Matty. I'm sorry. But you did beat us 4-1 though last season at THS, haven't you? So
we did. But obviously you got to remember, the only thing I was happy about getting you at the beginning of the season was that our fans get to go up there in the sunshine. And at least there's summertime. When the Spurs fans made that journey for a 6-1, a 4-1, a 4-0, sorry, beg your pardon, and they have to do that round trip on a Sunday and then get back work for Monday, I was just like, I'm thankful we've got you lot out of the way away. I having you later in the season is a pain in the arse, especially if we're going for Europe or challenging you. So I'm delighted we've got that game away, out and completed. No more trips to St James's Park, please.
Well, hopefully you might get us in the cup, man. You might get us in the Carabao Cup, but for your sake, I don't want Man City neither. I don't want to play Man City. Anyone else I'd take, but not Man City or Liverpool.
I'd rather them than you.
I know. But you know what it is, right? But what we don't want, we end up getting. Because last season we had Man City at home, United away. We're gutted, absolutely gutted when we lost to Chelsea on pens. We should have won that game.
Mate, we're going to have to wait and see. The draw's done today, isn't it?
I believe it is. And
it was in a couple of hours.
Absolutely. And I don't know if I'm going to do a little content on that. I don't know, but we'll see what happens on that. But let's hope we get a home tie, please. Let's get a home tie. If we beat Wimbledon, Robbie Wimbledon first. But your fans are elite, home and away. Thank you, Matty. I appreciate that. And on Saturday, your fans took over King's Cross. We did. We was playing Fulham. Just a shame we lost that game, but that was coming. We're going to touch on that in a bit. On this FFE Booze today, gutted, but I'll burn the show here. Great show, guys. Dan, thank you so much. And please, Spurs fans, if you do go on Brian's channel, please make sure you like and subscribe to my podcast, John Sinclair TV.
Yeah, please do. Let me just say one thing as well. Can you just bring up that previous comment as well?
Yeah, sure. Is that the one there?
Yeah. How many people are in the chat right now? Because I can't see. How many people are watching us, John?
We've got I've got 11 on mine, 8 on yours, but on X 191.
Okay, brilliant. So every one of the 200 plus watching.
Yeah, that's
this
all
guy right here, and the reason I've got his name up is please like and subscribe to his channel, which is exactly as it says. This guy does incredible work for underprivileged kids or kids with disabilities. He's trying to get better awareness and support for people with children with illnesses or certain things. So please, more importantly than going on and liking Tottenham on Tour, please give this guy a like and subscribe to his channel. It's exactly as it's written there. And he's just a wonderful guy trying to do wonderful things to make better lives for the young children of England. So please give him some support.
Brian, thank you so much for your kind words, my guy. I really appreciate that, your kind words as well. And if any of you guys watches my channel on a regular basis, please go on Brian's channel, subscribe to Tottenham on Tour. The link is in the title as well, so you won't miss that. It's so easy. Type it in YouTube and hit that subscribe button. He is so passionate in what he does, and also he's on another channel as well. We're on Tottenham TV as well. He does contribute as well on the fan show as well, and he is so passionate, and he is the real one, and he speaks how it's found. So
I do. You listen, if you
have to.
I've got a bad rep among some of our supporters for being very, very, very toxic, negative, anti-Levy, whatever you want to call it. I'm very, very passionate and will bet for my football club. And I don't believe the owners are the right fit for the club. As all Newcastle fans will know, how big the owner can play a part into success or not even the success, the exact opposite. And the effect it has is on a community. So I get people. I'm like Marmite within the Spurs fans. I'm either liked or I'm hated. But it's all for the better of the football club. And yeah, this is what happens with football fans, doesn't it? Especially if you've got a platform like this, John.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. And you're absolutely right. I mean, you've got to be honest with what you're saying. We're not having a go at people. We're not we don't abuse any players. We don't abuse players, yeah, at the end of the day. But we got to say it how it is. I mean, I said on social media, I'm honest, and then people have a go at me because I'm being negative. I'm not being negative. I just want... There's two things I want for our football club: to win football matches and be successful. That's what I want, yeah. That's why I want to win trophies, yeah. I want to win trophies. I want to be successful. Let's get a trophy to cabinet. 69 years, Brian. 69 years we haven't won a domestic trophy. And that ain't good enough for Newcastle United. We haven't won the league title since 1927. That's a long time.
I have to say, when you say that, and here's me bitching and moaning about 2008, it just goes to show what the way football is. Listen, like I said, Newcastle are just massive. They are a humongous football team, and they do deserve to be winning trophies. They do deserve to be competing. Listen, don't get me wrong. You've had title challenges under Keegan, Robson, where you've gone close, but the fact that a trophy still eludes you. I mean, we could say you've won the championship title, and this ain't me being patronising. You've won that, but obviously that doesn't count as a major honour that Newcastle fans demand, crave, and deserve. But yeah, you saying how long you've gone puts the 1 in 16 years or 1 in 24 years under Levy and Enoch. It's small fry, but it's all because you want. It doesn't matter who you are. Everyone wants the best for their football club. People just disagree with the way they get there.
Yeah. Facts, absolute facts. I mean, we get people at Newcastle United say that we don't demand a team that wins. We demand a team that tries. Yeah, for me, I just want to win football matches. Yeah, I want to win football matches. Yeah, I mean, I know people say it's a myth. Then again, I can't say that. I get jumped on. But end of the day, I just want to win football matches. So you're all right, Brian. You're absolutely right. An hour and a half. Hour and a half to draw, I think. Yeah, that's hour and a half's time.
There we go.
And we got Wimbledon. Well, we've got to play Wimbledon first. That's a sellout, by the way, at home. And we've got one side called Matty K, life rule, always have a beer of Geordie. You never regret it. You won't remember it. Mind fact. Thank you so much, Dean, Mr. Kushner. I really appreciate your subscription, mate. Thank you very much indeed for that. And got one from thank you, Baron John. Just subscribe to you, buddy. Dan, thank you so much indeed, my guy. I really appreciate that, man. And you know, just keep watching my channels as well. And I'll be on Brian's channel very, very soon. Let me know on that one. We talk about it in a bit. I want to talk about Eddie Howe. We touched on Eddie, right? I mean, do you think, right, in your opinion, right, that look, I love Eddie, yeah. Does Eddie Howe have to win us a trophy?
Well, every manager needs to try and win a trophy. Obviously, I mean that's. Listen, I think whoever does win that next trophy at Newcastle United is going to be an absolute god. Maybe I'm being blasphemous here, but maybe the next manager that wins something is going to be like on Shearer level to the Geordies in the like of how adored that man is. Newcastle United have to win a trophy soon. Have to. I think Eddie Howe. Does he have to win one? I can't really answer that because I don't know how the Newcastle. Like at the moment, we're in a bit of a war at the moment with people that want Ange in and people that don't want Ange out. Or sorry, don't know whether they want the manager in or out. What is the consensus right now at Newcastle? Is it everyone behind Eddie, or is there some doubts? Or
well, I've got some fans coming to us and say that they want Eddie. Someone wants Eddie in, someone wants Eddie out. They say Eddie's not elite manager to win us trophies and that, yeah. But the problem with Eddie Howe, right? I love Eddie Howe. We know that, yeah. But he needs to be ruthless. He needs to be ruthless as a manager, yeah. He needs to show some balls and drop the bigger players if they didn't perform, yeah. The problem is he picks his favourites too much, like Dan Burn, right? Callum Wilson when he's fit, right? And also, Sean Longstaff as well. He'll pick those three first, yeah. The funny thing is, though, right? I mean, he plays a 4-3-3 ever since he's coming to the football club, yeah, apart from one or two. But if Eddie changes it up to play 4-2-3-1, right, change it up a little bit, we'll be okay. If you get beat, we can't get back at him because he changed it up. Now, the thing is, right, I mean, he's married to a 4-3-3, right? When we've got top four, cool, happy days. But now, clubs and players and teams trying to work us out. This season, for example, we were lucky against Southampton. Southampton should have won that game. Bournemouth, we should have lost that game in the 93rd minute, but that's offside, bailed us out. Tottenham, if you had the Solanke up front, you would have won that game. The chances you've had, right? Second half. Then Wolves came a full goal behind, but Wolves should have been 3 up. They did the person put that a fantastic save. We won that game 2-1, and then we got found out on Saturday because first half, I was horrendous. Brian, it was horrendous. First half, I was there. I was absolutely horrendous. The goals conceded were very, very poor goals. Right, giving the ball away, and you got at the worst game of the season for me. Bruno was absolutely shocking. Bruno Guimaraes was absolutely shocking. Yeah, and then the back four went up to it. Kieran Trippier played all right. Lloyd Kelly, I don't ever want to see that guy ever play left back ever again. Yeah, he's a centre back by trade, not left back. You can get away with it at Bournemouth, but not here. Eddie should realise that you do not play a centre back and left back. He did it with Dan Burn last season. He got sussed. And now Lloyd Kelly is getting sussed, playing a left back. Yeah. But I had people told us the other day and said, do you mind not being negative and just move it on to the next game? No, pet. We got to talk about it. Do you know what I mean? We've got to discuss it. You tell Andy Brazil that, he'll have it for breakfast.
Of course. I mean, John, listen, you the way you've just said it, married to a 4-3-3, won't try new things. You're preaching to the choir with what's going on with Ange Postecoglou. He is, listen, whether he's right or he's wrong, he's like, my way, my way, my way. There is no plan B. There is no kind of tinkering or changing formation. Listen, I'm actually a huge fan of Callum Wilson. Obviously, the problem
like Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson is staying fit. The other, I mean, you look at it, you go from Isaac, who I think is, honestly, again, I'm no Ange Newcastle fans. I wanted us to go for him all summer, but safe in the knowledge that Daniel Levy would never go, Newcastle, what do you want? 120 mil, let's just say. Oh, there you go. It was never going to happen. I think Isaac is incredible. He's always going to be number one. But I think the drop off in standards from Isaac and Wilson is much better than Solanke, Richarlison, who just cannot stay fit for love nor goddamn money. You keep playing 4-3-3, and you saw in that Champions League run when everything's clicking, Botman's there obviously, and everything's clicking. You are a force to be reckoned with. But I think a lot of it is catching up with you, like it does with us. We have players that, again, it will be because of our ownership. I keep coming up with, and I don't know if you'll be able to relate to this, Geordie fans. I keep saying at Tottenham, players are very overplayed and undervalued. And when I say undervalued, I don't mean in their wage. I mean in keeping them fit and their well-being. People like Heung-min Son, if he's fit, he plays. If he's fit, he plays. If he's fit, doesn't matter if he's out of form. Doesn't matter if it. Forget this is before he was captain as well. We have certain players, I could say Jan Vertonghen when we had him, or Moussa Dembele, and injuries caught up with him badly. But as soon as you're fit, you play. And it's like you will play, and injuries start creeping in. So I find that happens with again, I'll say that's to the board. Hopefully you don't go down that road with your owners. But you have very, very key players to your squad. I mean, who's the next player I love, and obviously his relationship with your fans is incredible. Bruno Guimaraes is an outstanding, magnificent football player. But when he gets injured, who is his ready-made replacement?
That is the thing. There you got to play. There you have to play Joe Linton. It looks like you have to play Longstaff. Yeah. It looks like you have to play Tonali, Sancho Tonali. And Tugula Tonali, right? He's got to start against City. He is fit, raring to go. Eddie made a massive boo-boo not playing him against Fulham. Yeah. He came off the 75 minutes. Yeah. What can he do in 16 minutes? He cannot. But he is that go-get guy. Yeah. I want to see Bruno, Tonali, and Joe Linton. But Joe Linton has been shocking this season. So has Bruno Guimaraes. They haven't been great this season. They have not been great. Joe Linton gets pushed off the ball, giving the ball away, and taking too long to pass. Bruno's the same. Especially I love Bruno. I want to see Bruno go play forward. Yeah. Joe Willock is trying to take his time in case he gets another injury. Yeah. He will come good. Yeah. But Sancho Tonali, Brian, is the key. He's our best midfielder. He's your best midfielder, pound for pound. Well, him and Bruno Guimaraes, yeah, are the best midfielders we've got. Yeah. But at the end of the day, Tonali's quality, yeah. I mean, he's the one who loves to detect the game, his passing, his movement, his making runs as well. I love Tonali. Bruno, like you said, he is a special player. But when he gets on it, Bruno, there's no one better than this guy. There's no one better than this guy. But he hasn't shown it yet. He hasn't clicked yet. And when he does, watch him go. This is why I want to see a 4-2-3-1. Why did Eddie change it? Play Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes in a holding role, yeah? Maybe plays Joe Linton and Willock as a 10 and play Harvey Barnes and Andy Gordon wide and Isak up top.
Harvey will do that. Another great signing by you guys. Again, Newcastle, you signed a lot of players that pick up injuries.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Harvey Barnes, when he's on the pitch, you've seen the difference he makes. His pace is like frightening. I
agree.
But this is the thing. What? Like I said, kind of the same way Newcastle and Spurs, they have a manager that plays one formation and sticks to it by hook or by crook. I mean, against Brentford at the weekend, it looked like he made slight tweaks. Ange Postecoglou keeping Destiny and Porro out wider, which gave Maddison the freedom to do what he did. There were a lot of subtle changes, but now it's just seeing whether he does that long for the long run, or it was just for this game. Eddie Howe is a very firm believer in his way, isn't he? And
he is.
Whether they change should injuries come up. I mean, the season you got Champions League football, was it 4-3-3 all the way again?
Yeah, 4-3-3 all the way.
But the players were. I mean, first of all, I will say, I can't remember if the manager before had such success, but what he's done with Joe Linton, who came as a striker, and obviously did not do well. Joe Linton is. I mean, I never thought I'd say the day that when Joe Linton will be like a vital cog in from what I see in Newcastle games. The way that guy's turned it around, he is a big player for you now, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, one of the big players, but this season hasn't shown it at all, Jordan. Yeah, he's been really, really poor. Yes, he did okay against Southampton. Other than that, I mean, he cost the first goal against Bournemouth. He gets knocked off as well. I mean, he got hooked at half-time against Wolves. And it's just, Joe Linton, I love Joe Linton. I really, really do. And he's been booked 3 times this season already. Already, by the way. And that ain't good. But Eddie hasn't got the balls to drop the bigger players. I mean, other managers would have done if they don't play by form. Do you know what I mean? But Tonali is waiting. What else does he have to do to get into that team? I hope Eddie sees sense and play him on Saturday. That is the thing. And if he does that, then against Man City, then we've got a good chance. Then we could give it a go. I'm not saying you're going to beat Man City, but I tell you one thing, they're having Tonali on that pitch. And a big game like that can make a difference, Brian.
Mate, it could do. Is Newcastle, is Man City your next game?
Next game at home.
Oh, okay, it's at home. I mean, obviously, they're a different animal, aren't they? They are a different animal. They are a machine. And they have the squad that anyone would die for. That anyone would die for. The drop, I mean, they're and obviously we know how and why, whatever. I wish you all the luck in the world in that game, but I also kind of don't, because the more points they can get away from the filth, the better. Although that might not even matter with their charges that may or may not come.
Yeah. The thing is, right, I mean, a lot of people are saying that we don't know what's going to happen to that one, Brian, but a lot of people are saying, especially Newcastle fans, if Man City win the arbitration, that could be good for us. But 115 charges, no one knows what's going to happen. Yeah. Nobody knows. And
the way you got to look at it as well, John, if they get screwed over by the FA or the Premier League, whatever you want to say, Man City can just say, Joe, fuck this, we're going to go sort out Super League. They're going to do this. They're going to Man City. This is going to be so interesting to see what happens, because then you've got to take the same kind of thing with Chelsea. They're very quick to penalise Everton, Nottingham Forest, yada yada yada.
I agree.
But now we'll see with the big fish. If they've got the balls to do it, we shall see.
I'll tell you what, I'll be ready and waiting for that as well. That could take years to decide, but I hope it doesn't take that long. Every years. But I'll go for the comments as well, and quickly, and just make sure you like, subscribe. Big up to Eugene. I hope you're good, and he sounds a great guy as well. Big Tottenham fan as well, and big up to Matty again. That Jolan found the keeper. Yeah, I tell you, we should be sent off for that. I'm not going to lie. Do you think Spurs and Newcastle would be in the lower or higher positions if Spurs had help?
Great question.
That's a brilliant question, mate. Wow.
That is a phenomenal question. What would you reckon? Do you reckon if you had Ange Postecoglou, you would have achieved more, or you reckon it would be the same?
For me, I think it'll probably be the same, to be honest. But with the players he's got, he will not be scared of dropping the players. That is the thing.
Yeah, I think it'd be the same. They both do the same thing. They both play the same way. Do I think Eddie Howe would have a bigger say in transfers or have different targets that he met? Maybe. But I think it's like for like. But I think both managers are fantastic.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they both deserve to win cups as well. Well, Ange sort of at Celtic, but there you go. For O'Malley, John, he looked great when he played. He's out injured at the minute. He'll be back in a month or so of time. And this guy's so calm on the ball, and he's a good passer as well. And he's only 18 years of age. So
is he home grown? Is he a Geordie?
He's Geordie. He's from Stanley, so Stanley County Durham, and he's a Geordie. And you know what? We got to get this guy on a long-term contract as well, and he's a really good player. So calm. Great chat, chaps. Shame more aren't here to listen. Sensible chat needs to be here. Thank you, Psycho. Appreciate that, man. And Bolton just scored, I believe.
Come on, Bolton. Come on, the Bolton. They're playing the Carabao Cup.
1-0, I believe.
Oh, I'm going to have to check this out right here, right now. Come on, Bolton.
I'll read this one. I hate to when players take the shirts off unless it's massive moon, like Madison did on Saturday. He got a yellow, which is all that needed. He took his shirt off celebrating. And that's all depends on the rest of the players. Yep, that is very true, Gary D. And it's 1-0.
Oh, they're winning 3-1, for God's sake, Arsenal. I got all excited for absolutely no reason.
Wow, 3-1 it is. I thought they scored. I thought they were winning. And
I got so excited. That was an anticlimax.
Yeah.
There you go, Matty. Thanks for that.
No problem. And Bolton cracked as well. And not Arsenal. There you go. Give another couple minutes before we wrap up the show because I know you're a busy guy. Just on Tottenham again. I mean, look, I think where do you expect Spurs to finish at the end of this season?
Listen, the way I look at this right now, we had one game a week, and everyone said, majority said, we got one game a week, we'll get top 4, no problem, we'll go. Well, we went out the cups at the earliest possible occasion. We finished 5th. Yes, we had injuries. Yes, we missed Kane. Well, now we're playing 2 games a week. We've got Europe starting our Europa League campaign, obviously, on Thursday. We let go of a lot of players and we brought in a lot of players, but we brought in youngsters. And again, Spurs brought in potential, not quality. Apart from Solanke, who we'll wait and see, but I do think he's the right forward for the right style of play, and he will bring in what we need. He isn't the Hollywood name that everyone wanted. I wanted Gyökeres. I don't see it. Listen, I don't see us getting anywhere near top 4. I don't see us. I've even said I'd rather Spurs put all their eggs in the Europa League basket and trying to win a trophy rather than the Premier League. We should finish in the top 7 of the Premier League. Tottenham Hotspur should be finishing a lot higher in my estimations, but with what we've got and 4 games a week or four competitions, for me this season it's all about ending that hoodoo with some silverware as opposed to Premier League finish. So we'll wait and see what happens, but I'm hoping we do end that 16-year jinx or that 16-year wait drought and the famine is over, and we win the Europa League. Please God.
Yeah, good luck with that. I mean, you've got some tough, good teams in there. You got United, you got Roma, you got Porto as well. You got some cracking teams in there.
We got to go away to Galatasaray, which is never the easiest.
It's not. That's not easy. They got Osimhen as well. They got Osimhen as well. Just gone on a season long loan. That'd be tough.
Very.
Go for the comments as well. Which one I want to? The sound seems to be gone, buddy. Seems should be okay. Big up to Paddy, by the way. Which Spurs player would fit into Newcastle's team the best? I would ask the opposite, but it's Isak 100% for me.
Yep.
I'll go with Van der Ven.
I knew you were going to say that.
And I'm sorry, but that guy, you need a defender.
Oh,
he is class, isn't
he? He is magnificent. He is my favourite player by a country mile. Listen, my 2 favourite players of Tottenham all-time history, as you know, number 1, never to change, Paul Gascoigne. Ever. No one will ever come that will become close to Paul Gascoigne for me. And then my second favourite player of all time is Jan Vertonghen. And Spurs have had some quality players. I love a high-quality left centre-back, being left-footed myself, and Mickey van der Ven is elite. He walks into any team, in my opinion. He's just simply magnificent.
He's that good, isn't he? That 4th goal against Everton when he brought the ball out 70 yards and played it through, and that was 4-0. My God, absolutely brilliant. What a defender. Romero, I think he's quality, but he gets put a lot.
He's got better. He has got a lot better at that. Obviously, you're only a second away from a mad moment from him, but he has sorted that right out. But the 2 of them complement each other fantastically. The pace and speed and awareness of Van der Ven, and just the brutality, the aggression, determination, and skill from Romero. It's a wonderful combination.
Yeah. I mean, Cuti Romero, what a defender him as well. Yeah. And he seemed to come down a bit as well. And I think his English is getting better as well, by the sounds of it. So, from what I'm hearing. So, yeah, I mean, great players there. From you take Isak, I know you take Isak 100%. And like Matty said, and you know what? I definitely take Van der Ven 150% there.
I mean, if I had to take away Isak, if I had to take Isak off the table, right here, right now, the player that I'd want at Tottenham from Newcastle, I'm not going to say Bruno because that's the obvious one, would be Gordon. That's the player we are missing. That's the player we all wanted. That listen, Odebear may come good and do that.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Johnson's.
Yeah.
Mate, Son goes out. Would I rather team over bloody Werner or Anthony Gordon? And I think Anthony Gordon. I was very critical when we were going for him and you were going for him. And then obviously the first 6 months when he came to you, he didn't. It looked like, wait a minute, this might be a bit. But last year he was outstanding for you. He was out, and I think him in a Spurs shirt playing under Ange would be incredible. Incredible.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, look, he's got 18 months left on his contract, and I tell you what, we need to tie Anthony Gordon down. Yes, he had a poor game, the worst I've seen since he's come to the club. And let's be real, right? Anthony Gordon is a wonderful, wonderful player. He really is.
Yep.
And I hope we keep him for a long, long time, because this is why he got out of Merseyside, the way he got traded at Everton. But he's a Liverpool fan, and Liverpool wanted him as well. However, he's our player, and we need to keep him. We need to keep him. Forget about it. I had you connected up to you upstairs. Thank you, Paddy. Good man. They comment each other so well, 100%. And that's why Cuti Romero gets a lot of stick wherever VDV isn't playing, which is true. And Gordon would be the perfect Son replacement. I mean, Son's 32. Eventually, he'd be on his way. He can't be at Tottenham all his life. But it's a shame because he's been a great servant at the football club. That guy, when he plays, he is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Anthony Gordon, I would love at this football club. But even if he had 6 months left on his contract, we wouldn't pay the money that your owners would ask it. There'd have to be a deal or something. And they'd have to win the transfer market. Anthony Gordon is but this is the thing as well. You look at it, Eddie Howe, we went on before about swapping Eddie Howe and
Ange.
Eddie Howe has certainly improved players. There's players at that football club that you had before he came, which he has taken up a level and he has improved. People are struggling to find that with Ange Postecoglou right now. That is a sticking point. Like Van de Ven has come in, he's been magnificent. Bang. Madison hasn't really kicked on. Bissouma started and then dropped off. Yeah. Whereas you can see Eddie Howe has definitely gone on and improved players a lot.
Yeah, I totally agree. You're 100% right. I mean, that's what he does, and I hope he keeps on doing it, because that's why he's my manager. I want him here for as long as possible. Yeah, I'll be back. I'll back my manager. I'll back Eddie Howe. So he will do something. He will do special things with us. But if he just be ruthless, then it'll be okay. We need good players that carries the ball and release the killer pass. That's from Jeff. Hi to Jeff. Hope you're great. I feel Ange has improved some as well. Paro, Bissouma, Romero. You could potentially add Vigario, the doggy as well.
I would definitely say I'll take that back. Porro, he most certainly has. I take that back. Porro, he most certainly has.
Yeah, he's an attacking right back, and I think he's really, really good.
He's magnificent.
Oh, is he just? Listen, I'm going to wrap up the show there because he says it's going to be over an hour, and I know you're a busy guy, and it's been a brilliant show tonight. It's been about a year since I had you on. You know what I mean? That's amazing.
It's been longer, buddy. It's been longer. It was 2 years. It was 6-1, just before the 6-1.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I didn't want to come on after that 6-1. Funnily enough.
No, you didn't.
I was like, yeah, talking to Newcastle fans about a 6-1 defeat for us. Now, listen, like I said, John, it's always a pleasure coming on your channel. As I said, I don't just say it because I'm on this channel. People that watch me will see me talk about my love for all things Newcastle, as in the city, the people, the whatever, the birthplace of Gaza. It's like my Graceland. People go to Graceland for Elvis, or whatever it's called. I think it's called Graceland. That Newcastle is my Graceland outside of Tottenham because of the birth of Paul Gascoigne. I always keep an eye on Newcastle. I have a very, very soft spot for them. So coming on and speaking Newcastle or speaking with yourself is always a pleasure, buddy.
Fantastic. And you're always welcome to come on my channel as well. You're the real one. You speak sense. Yeah, you get the real ones on here. And you just tell us where you can find you on your channel. Where you got to come up on your channel for the fans to watch you.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, to all the Geordie fans watching, you can find me and my guys that I do on the channel with, as it says below there, Tottenham on Tour. We've got YouTube, that is it. We've got Twitter, and everything. But most importantly, all the Spurs fans that I know that are in, and I can see you messaging, do us a favour, give John Sinclair a like, John Sinclair TV, top man. It's always good to support each other, and you can find shows from us daily, Monday to Friday, or weekly, shall I say, Monday to Friday, and then days after the games we do special shows. So yeah, it's very, very. We love talking football, but I do love talking about how much of a prick Daniel Levy is as well. So you get a bit of both football and how much of a prick Levy is. So if you want to hear that, you can find us at Tottenham on Tour.
Fantastic stuff. And there's this channel there for those who watches my channel regularly and do subscribe to Brian's wonderful channel, Tottenham on Tour. He's passionate. He says it how it is. He's the real one, and he doesn't he doesn't BS anyone as well, which is great. So there's his channel there, Tottenham on Tour, and get his channels and numbers up as well. You don't have to be a Spurs fan, but please do subscribe. And he's the go-get guy as well. Best long shot, Porro or Isak? Wow, that's a tough one. I'm going to stick with Isak.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Porro. Listen, I think Isak is an incredible talent. I think, honestly, if I look at, obviously you got Haaland, who is that outside of Haaland, he is the best striker in the league. He offers more than Haaland. Haaland is goals. The quality Isak has for assists, for passing, for bringing people. I think he's absolutely exceptional.
Absolutely. Amazing. Well, thanks for your kind words there as well. I've got a show tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I've got Laura Bradburn joining me for the first time. She's a big Celtic fan and a Celtic podcaster as well. We're going to talk about her team Celtic, and we're going to talk about the season so far. And I think it'll be brilliant. And it's good to see. That's the first time I get a Celtic fan on my channel, and I'm looking forward to it, Brian, what she have to say. So please keep your eyes peeled for that one. And in my opinion, third best, who's better, Kane or Hall? And
Kane and Hall, and I don't even know which Hall you're talking about.
I think it's all about Lewis Hall.
Okay. Okay.
I think it's Lewis Hall. Must be.
There you go. I'll speak to Matty afterwards. I speak to him on a daily basis, so I'll find out.
Fantastic stuff. And that's it there. So do follow my channel, John Sinclair to Haaland.
Oh, Jesus. Listen, I'm Kane all day long. Kane is the best of the best, in my opinion. The best of the best.
Yeah. I think he's fantastic. He still is. 31 years of age. He's still banging them for Bayern Munich. Yep. I mean, he is going to be there. He'll be there. I think this could be his last football club for Bayern. I think he's brilliant there. So, yeah, so that's it then, guys. Thank you so much, Brian, for coming on. I will leave backstage quickly. And guys in the chat, thank you very much for watching my channel, John Sinclair TV. If you're new, if you're a Tottenham fan, thank you so much for subscribing to my podcast as well. We're going to get Brian on more, which I think is amazing. Loving the bits. And I'm due to get Sim and Ben on. That'd be my dream as well. And I'm sure
I'll speak to him for you. I'll speak to him, John.
Oh, thank you, man. That'd be amazing. If you can, that'd be amazing. Thanks so much, G, for that. And guys, if you like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe. And as always, we're the lads. And
Evie out.
Evie out. See you tomorrow, guys.